Hi, I'm Vicki Monteagudo, owner and designated broker here at C21 Tri-Cities, and I have the great pleasure of being here with Jordan Barnhill, our top producer here at C21. In fact, with recent numbers, you're actually ranked #1 in the state of Washington. So congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, just trying to get through with a tough market and, just trying to keep our head above water over here, But, I always say it can be a tough market, but not with the right agent. And so just can't really move forward knowing that, there's all these negative things going on. You just got to move forward and act as if those things aren't happening. And you'd be surprised with how far that gets you with putting that energy into your business and into the air with, creating synergy with the business rather than negativity in a sense. So,
yeah, no, hats off to you. A lot of agents get so focused on the transaction and they become almost transactional agents.
Right.
And the reason why we're here today is because I know you don't operate your business that way. You're a relationship agent. You, of course, are fixated on transactions and doing your volume, but at the same token, you make every client feel like they're your only client, or they're your only client. And so one example of that is Olivia. I don't know if you know this, send in this testimonial, and I'm going to read this aloud. So Jordan was very friendly, responsive, and competent throughout our home search and both the sales home process. We had an unexpectedly fast build for our new house and needed to sell our home in less than a month's time. And miraculously, we were able to get it sold the second day after listing it and close the same day of the new house. Thanks is no small part to Jordan's skill. He's made things work in his field. And they gave you a 5-star. A lot of folks will just give the 5-star to our agents, but to take the time to script out all the details of what you did for them says a lot.
Right, thank you.
Yeah, so
that.
What else would you like to share about your experience with Olivia and her transaction?
Right, and so a lot of times, especially when someone's buying a new home, it can be a little bit all over the place process sometimes, and with materials being shortaged and just all the delays happening in the market, and especially with interest rates too, it's just a weird time right now. And so really with those guys right there, we were building their house and we got a way earlier window to close on their house than expected, and they were in a spot where they needed to sell their home and to get into the next one. And so we got the call from the builder they were working with, and they're like, hey, you guys got to close here by the end of the month, and there'd be some repercussions to follow if we weren't to make that deadline on time. And so the clients were a little bit nervous, as they should be, and that's one thing that I take on as an agent. We get nervous and we get emotional about the process, but you just have to be there and be confident with your client. And I always have my clients tell me, they're like, you're really confident and optimistic. And I'm like, well, would you rather have me be the opposite and be pessimistic about these things?
Yeah, or unsure.
Right, and it kind of just goes back to what I said just earlier. If you put that energy into the air, then that's what's going to come of it. And so with them, they're like, well, we're not ready to list the house. And I was like, I'm going to come over tomorrow. We're going to go step by step, room by room, and figure out everything that we have to do to get this thing on the market within 72 hours. So went over there, spent a few hours over there, went over the game plan. I kind of played a little bit of, handyman, a little bit of staging, a little bit of this, because we just had to wrap it up quickly. So I'm like, hey, patch up this. I'm going to send a guy to come and fix this. Let's stage it and make it look like this. Take these photos off the wall, do all this. And so went over all the numbers, percentages, things like that, and had to break down, this is what we need out of their house in order to get to the next one. Made the numbers work, listed that day, had about 4 showings that same day, the day we went live on the market. Full price offer came in with a quick close date. That's what we were just emphasizing to the buyers that were looking at it. And had one come through that was strong, good financing, good lender. And so we were able to wrap it up and make it happen. But that one, it was cutting it close there, but you just got to get in front of the problem before it gets in front of you. And that's what we did exactly right there. And we were able to meet our timelines. So.
Well, I think that just makes you such a unique agent, because not only are you super personable, but you're super task oriented. Right. And for project managing, especially a transaction like this with Olivia, to not only task manage the new construction, but then all of a sudden get this really short, unordinary time window to then sell their property and get it all lined up to then successfully close at the same time simultaneously.
Yes, it's
hats off to you.
Thank you. Yeah, as you know, that's doesn't happen too often. There's always delays and whether it's resale, land, new construction.
Absolutely.
There's just delays all over the board. But if if we put our heads together and come up with a game plan, then, there's no reason why we can't meet our end goal with it. So.
Well, excellent. Great job. And again, you're a great reflection of Century 21 Tri-Cities and just the way you work with your clients so flawlessly. It's impressive.
Right. Thank you.
Thanks again, Olivia.
Yeah. Thanks.